Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your thoughts still. Now ask yourself, not with words, but with silent knowing. What if I told you that everything you've ever wanted is already yours? Not because you worked hard for it, not because you earned it. You've been walking through life holding a golden ticket and never scratching the surface. You've been begging for doors to open when you were the architect of the building all along. The truth is simple. You are your lottery ticket. You are the code, the answer, the key. Not in the future, not someday, but now. The moment you feel that inner shift, the moment you believe without seeing, you've already won. The outer world is just catching up to your inner conviction. So stop waiting for the phone call. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for the numbers to align. The numbers are you. The alignment is internal. Sit in the silence and feel what it feels like to already be chosen, not by luck, but by identity. Walk into the room like the miracle already happened, because it did the moment you claimed it. The world reflects not your wishes, but your assumptions. So assume something greater. Assume wealth. Assume love. Assume peace. And carry yourself accordingly, not like a beggar hoping to be picked, but like the winner who already has the prize in hand. The jackpot was never a number, it was your realization. You were the winning ticket the whole time. All that's left to do is cash in. Everything you desire already exists in the invisible realm of imagination. You don't need to earn it, chase it, or wait for someone to give you permission to have it. It is not outside of you. It never was. The moment you conceive of a desire, it is evidence that it already exists in another dimension, waiting for you to claim it, not by force, but by faith. Imagination is not daydreaming. It is creation. It is the sacred act of seeing what the eyes cannot yet see, hearing what the ears cannot yet hear, and knowing what logic cannot explain. When you close your eyes and dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you're doing more than playing pretend. You are touching the substance of that desire in its truest form. The world will tell you to look outward, to strive, to compete, to grind, but the real power lies in turning within. You have been conditioned to believe that imagination is child's play, a fantasy, a waste of time, but nothing could be further from the truth. Imagination is the original source of everything you've ever called real. Every building you walk into, every book you've read, every invention that changed your life began as a vision in someone's mind. They didn't wait for proof before they believed. They believed and the proof appeared. You are no different. The only difference between you and those you admire is that they dared to trust what they could not yet see. They lived as though their imagination was reality, and so it became real. The same power flows through you. The same breath, the same spark, the same divine intelligence. It is not reserved for the few. It is accessible to all, but only the bold use it with confidence. You must stop asking if it's possible and begin declaring that it already is. Let others wait for signs. You must become the sign. You must move through life with the quiet confidence that your inner world is the blueprint and the outer world is simply following your instructions. Imagination is the instruction. It is the script, the template, the silent architect behind everything you will ever experience. When you sit alone and imagine the life you want to live, you are not escaping reality, you are creating it. And the clearer your inner picture, the faster the outer world bends to match it. The only delay is your doubt. The only block is your disbelief. But the moment you decide, truly decide, that what you imagine is real, the game changes. You no longer chase, you no longer force, you no longer hope and behave. And in that knowing, life rearranges itself. People show up, opportunities arrive, coincidences become normal. Why? Because you're no longer in resistance. You're no longer questioning the how. You're dwelling in the end, where the desire is already fulfilled, and the only thing left to do is enjoy the unfolding. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual law. The inner creates the outer. And your imagination is not some fleeting dream. It is the seed of your new reality. Water it daily with belief. Nurture it with feeling. Protect it from doubt, and watch how effortlessly it grows. Convince anyone. You do not need approval. You do not need approval. You only need to feel it real, because once you do, the rest must follow. That is how it works. That is how it has always worked. Your imagination is not a game of chance. It is the winning number. And you already hold the ticket. The greatest mistake you can make is to seek what you already possess. And yet, that is exactly what most people are doing. Spending their lives chasing love, success, validation, and abundance, all the while carrying the seed of those very things within themselves. This world has trained you to believe that you must strive for worth, beg for approval, and chase after recognition. But the truth is, you were never meant to chase anything. You were always meant to realize what you already are. You do not chase the win, you are the win. When you identify with lack, you chase. You chase people who reflect your insecurities. You chase achievements to prove your worth. You chase outcomes, believing that fulfillment lies somewhere outside your grasp. But when you awaken to the truth that you are the prize, the energy reverses. What once ran from you begins to find you. Why? Because you no longer operate from need, you operate from knowing that you are already complete, knowing that your value is not determined by what others see, knowing that everything good flows to you because it flows from you. You become magnetic when you stop needing and start embodying. The world cannot ignore someone who walks with quiet certainty. When you no longer beg, the right people want to stay. When you no longer try to prove yourself, you become undeniable. The most powerful presence in the room is never the one making noise. It's the one who knows they don't need to. You've spent enough time gambling with your identity, enough time trading pieces of yourself for the illusion of belonging, enough time trying to earn the love and respect that should have been yours from the beginning. You are not a commodity. You are not an option. You are the prize. The shift happens when you stop asking, how can I make them choose me? And start asking, do I choose myself? Because when you choose yourself consistently and unapologetically, life begins to mirror that choice. The people who once overlooked you will wonder where your light came from. The opportunities that once eluded you will begin to open without force. It's not magic, it's alignment. You align with your worth, and the world had no choice but to respond. There is nothing more powerful than a soul who knows its own value. Not because someone told them, not because the world confirmed it, but because they looked within and decided, I am enough. I am the standard, I am the reward. This isn't arrogance, this is truth. And truth doesn't need to shout, it simply is. When you rest in the awareness of your own worth, the need to chase dissolves. You become still. And from that stillness, you attract, not through effort, but through presence. Not through pursuit, but through posture. You were never meant to run after the things you desire. You were meant to become the version of yourself who already has them. That version does not chase. That version understands that everything flows toward the one who walks in wholeness. So let the world spin. Let others exhaust themselves in the pursuit. You do not need to follow. You are not the follower. You are not the seeker. You are not the gambler. You are the prize. and it's time you start living like it. Feel now what it feels like to have already won. That is not a suggestion. It is the secret. It is the key that unlocks the unseen, the silent code that reshapes your entire world. You've been told to wait until the evidence appears, to hold off your joy until life proves to you that it's safe to celebrate. But that is not how the law works. The law responds to your inner state, not your outer circumstance. You do not feel fulfilled because you receive. You receive because you feel fulfilled. You must dare to feel the end before the beginning has shown up. That is how the jackpot is claimed. Not by force, not by logic, not by luck, but by assumption. And not just intellectual assumption, but emotional, embodied, grounded feeling. You walk in the room already knowing it's yours. You carry the posture of someone who isn't hoping. It's already done. The world cannot withhold from the one who assumes the truth of their desire. It bends and shifts and molds itself around the individual who dares to live from the wish fulfilled. When you imagine something vividly, and then feel the thrill of it as if it were happening now, you are speaking the only language the universe understands. Faith through feeling. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to already have what I desire? Not when will it come? Not how do I make it happen? Just what would it feel like if it were already true? And when you get your answer, you stay there. You let that feeling wrap itself around you like a warm coat. You wear it in silence. You walk with it, sleep with it, breathe with it, until the line between imagination and reality dissolves completely. People believe they must wait for the win before they feel victorious. But life doesn't work backwards. It responds not to effort, but to identity. If you want to manifest the jackpot, be it love, abundance, peace, success, you must first assume the identity of the one who already holds it. And the fastest way to embody that identity is through feeling. Feel now what it's like to wake up in your dream home. Feel now what it's like to see the love of your life smiling at you from across the table. Feel now what it's like to open your account and see the wealth already there. Your mind may argue, your senses may protest, but you're not listening to them anymore. You're listening to the deeper reality, the one that lives in imagination, where all things begin. Do not concern yourself with appearances. Appearances are nothing more than delayed reflections of old beliefs. If you keep reacting to what is, you keep recreating it. But when you rise into the unseen realm of feeling, you step out of the loop. You interrupt the cycle. You install a new pattern, and the outer world must adjust itself accordingly. This is not denial, it is creation. You are not pretending, you are placing your attention on what is real in spirit. And spirit is the only substance that shapes matter. You don't wait to be free to feel free, you feel free, and freedom finds you. You don't wait to be chosen to feel worthy, you feel worthy, and life confirms your choice. The jackpot is not just the thing you desire, it is the state of being that says, I already have it. That state is available to you right now, in this moment. No delay, no waiting, just decision. Assume it, feel it, live from it, and watch how the vault opens. Not because you begged, but because you remembered who you are. The feeling is the access, the feeling is the proof, and the feeling is the jackpot. Life is not happening to you, it is unfolding from you. You are not here to observe the world and react, you are here to create it and direct. Every event, every person, every condition you encounter is but a mirror. It reflects not the random chaos of fate, but the precise order of your inner assumptions. The world is not independent of you, it is dependent on you. It flows from your consciousness like a river flows from its source. And that source, beloved, is within. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the author of circumstances. Until you accept this truth, you will continue to live in reaction, responding to shadows, fighting illusions, blaming forces that have no true authority over you. But once you awaken, even slightly, to the knowing that life responds to your state of being, you begin to reclaim the past and stop editing the past and start writing the future. The world has taught you to look outward, to judge your progress by the evidence you see, to believe only what the senses confirm. But senses are late. They echo yesterday's thoughts, last week's feelings, and the patterns you've long forgotten you even repeated. When you live by sight, you become a passive spectator of what already is. But when you live by vision, you become the creator of what will be. What you consistently feel, believe, and assume within yourself becomes the mold into which life must pour itself. It has no choice. It cannot disobey the command of the self. If you believe you are overlooked, life will echo that belief. If you believe you are blessed, the world will bow to that conviction. Not because it decides for you, but because you have already decided. You are the projector, not the screen. Change the real within, and the scene outside must follow. This is not about positive thinking. This is not about pretending that pain doesn't exist or dressing up fear in pretty words. It is about inner dominion. It is about understanding that no matter how strong the winds of life may blow, your internal state is the throne. And from that throne, you rule. To live as the creator is to take radical responsibility. It is to say, if it is showing up in my life, it must be a reflection of something within me, known or unknown, conscious or unconscious. And this is not blame, it is power, because if it came from you, it can be changed by you. There is no greater freedom than knowing you can alter your reality by altering your perception. And there is no greater prison than believing the world is fixed and you are at its mercy. But you are not at the mercy of anything. You are the cause, not the effect. So how do you change the outer? You go inward. You withdraw your attention from what you do not want, and you feed only the idea you wish to see made flesh. You imagine it, feel it, live from it, even before it appears, especially before it appears. Because that's the essence of creation, trusting the unseen more than the seen. Stop waiting for life to convince you it's working. You are not the audience. You are the director. The world is your stage, and your beliefs are the script. If the scene displeases you, don't argue with the actors. Rewrite the lines within. And when you do, watch how effortlessly the play shifts. You are not here to observe. You are here to express. You are not here to adapt. You are here to shape. You are not here to react. You are here to create. And when you finally stop looking at the world as something outside of you and begin to recognize it as your own reflection, you'll stop trying to change it by force. You'll change it by becoming something new. Because the world does not show you what you want, it shows you what you are. And when you change who you are, the whole world must follow. The seed doesn't beg the sun to rise, nor does it plead with the soil to open. It simply rests in the truth of its nature. It knows without proof, without evidence, that its unfolding is inevitable. So must you learn to do the same. When you plant the seed of desire in the fertile ground of your imagination, your only task is to rest in the knowing that it is done, to detach from how it will come, when it will come, and in what form it will arrive. You are not here to chase outcomes, you are here to trust the process. So many delay their blessings by clinging too tightly to them. They pray for something and then watch the clock. They visualize and then check the mirror, looking for signs. They declare it is done only to secretly wonder if it's working. This is not trust. This is doubt in disguise. The moment you ask, believe. And once you believe, rest. Detachment is not indifference. It is not carelessness. It is not apathy. It is sacred confidence. It is the quiet power of one who knows they are aligned with the source that never fails. You do not have to keep digging up the seed to see if it's growing. You do not have to wrestle the universe into compliance. What is yours by law is already moving toward you. The only thing that delays it is your resistance. What is resistance? It is obsession with the outcome. It is checking, waiting, doubting, fearing, needing. It is the vibration of lack disguised as spiritual practice. But when you truly know, when you embody the feeling that it is already yours, there is no need to force. You no longer ask, where is it? Because you already possess it in your spirit. You have taken it into yourself, and what you accept as true within must externalize without. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the methods. Let go of the mental chatter that says it must happen this way by this date or through that person. That is not your job. Your job is to accept the end, to feel the fulfillment now, and to walk in peace. When you detach from the outcome, you signal to the universe that you are complete. And when you are complete, you become magnetic. You no longer seek, you attract. You no longer strive, you receive. Not because you've abandoned the desire, but because you've merged with it so fully that it no longer feels separate from you. This is the stillness that creates worlds. This is the rest that manifests mountains. You can only do so much in action, but in consciousness there are no limits. In consciousness you are already there. You don't wish for it. You live in it. You don't work for it. You become it. And because you are it, you no longer need to grip it. What you grip with fear slips away. What you hold with faith comes effortlessly. You must become like the seed, certain in silence, unwavering in the dark, knowing that the sun is rising even when clouds cover the sky, knowing that the roots are forming even if no one sees. The greatest manifestations bloom not from frantic action, but from deep inner rest. And rest does not mean inaction. It means trust. It means I have done the spiritual work. I have assumed the feeling. I have accepted the truth. Now I watch it come to me. When you master detachment, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of hoping and waiting. You step into a state of being where desire and fulfillment are one. And from this place, all things come, not through striving, but through surrender. So stop begging the sun to rise, it already is. Stop asking when the door will open, it already has. Rest as the seed rests, not in doubt, but in knowing. Walk as though the ground beneath your feet has already been blessed. Talk as though your voice carries the echo of answered prayers. Think with the quiet boldness of someone who knows the outcome is certain. Breathe as if the very air around you is charged with favor and fulfillment. This is how the fortunate move through life, not because they are lucky, but because they have assumed the identity of the chosen. Fortune does not come to those who wait in desperation. It comes to those who accept its presence before it becomes visible. The world mirrors your internal state, not your external effort. When you believe yourself to be chosen, when you take on the posture of one who already possesses what they desire, the world has no choice but to align with that belief. This is the great secret. It manifests when you live from the end, not chase the beginning. So many keep their dreams at a distance by placing them in the future. They say, one day, or when I have this, I will be that. But the chosen don't wait for proof. They walk in proof. They walk in the energy of fulfillment now. Not because they are pretending, but because they understand the truth. Once you believe you are it, you become it. There is a difference between wanting and knowing. Wanting keeps you outside the gate, peering in, hoping to be invited. Knowing walks through the gate as if it's already home. You must stop waiting for permission to be blessed. You must stop behaving like a stranger to your own desires. If you have seen it in your imagination, if you have felt it as real in the sanctuary of your heart, then it is yours already. The only step left is to live like it. The way you carry yourself speaks before your words do. The way you rise from bed, the way you dress, the way you handle delays or disappointments, all of it reveals what you believe about yourself. The chosen don't crumble under delay. They don't shrink in the face of silence. They understand that delay is not denial, that what they are waiting for is already on its way, because they've already claimed it within. Acting like the fortunate is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is spiritual accuracy. The universe responds not to begging, not to panic, not to striving. It responds to certainty, to calm, unshakable faith that knows what is mine cannot miss me. And so you must become the version of yourself who already has the thing, not someday, but today, in your inner world, in your attitude, in your posture. You don't wait to be wealthy to feel secure. You don't wait to be loved to feel worthy. You don't wait for opportunities to feel important. You feel it now. And in feeling it now, you draw it to you without effort, because you are no longer trying to get something. You are living from having it. Everything changes when you change your concept of self. You are not just someone hoping things turn around. You are the turning point. You are not someone who might be lucky. You are the one fortune has already found. It found you the moment you believed, the moment you accepted that your inner world creates your outer world. So live like the chosen. Sit at the table in your imagination and taste the feast that's already yours. Walk as though your feet are kissed by destiny. Speak like someone who knows that heaven backs every word, because it does. You don't need signs. You are the sign. You don't need proof. You are the evidence. You don't need to wish. You only need to be. And once you become, the world will bow, not because it gave you the blessing, but because it had no choice. You claimed it first. You were never meant to wait for your miracle. You were meant to be it. You are not the one hoping to win the lottery of life. You are the lottery ticket. The winning number is not found outside of you. It is your imagination, your faith, your assumption. The prize is not the house, the car, the love, the success. It's the realization that all of it already exists within you. Yeah. You do not chase, because you are the one being chased by all that you've dared to believe. You don't ask if it's working, you assume it's already done. You don't look around, you look within, because that is where your power lives. Act like the one who already holds the fortune. Feel the thrill before the result. Walk in the fullness of your desire. Trust like the seed trusts the soil. And above all, remember, the world only reflects what you've accepted as truth. So accept the truth now. You are the prize. You are the winner. You are the chosen one. Thank you for listening. And thank you for remembering who you truly are.